discussion. What is the wish of the council?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion by Councilmember Goshek, second by Councilmember Lundberg. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approval of the minutes. Special closed meeting of February 18th, 2020, special work session meeting of February 18th, 2020, and the regular meeting of February 18th, 2020. Approve. What is the wish of the council?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Liljegren, second by Councilmember Storley. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approval of the bills. Checks 102-167 through 102-221, totaling $413,704.50. Approve. What is the wish of the council?
Move to approve the bills.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Storley, second by Councilmember Hanson. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Awards, donations, presentations, and proclamations. We have none. Consent agenda. Building report, January 2020 receive. Fire report, January 2020 receive. Friends of Linden Hill report, requests. Application for exempt permit raffle, June 18, 2020 approve. Temporary on-sale liquor license, June 18, 2020 approve. Temporary on-sale liquor license, August 6, 2020 approve. Police report, January 2020 receive. Public Works report, January 2020 receive. Reviewed financial statement, Little Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau receive. What is the wish of the council?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Goshek, second by Councilmember Storley. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Public hearings and lettings, we have none. Old business, ordinance number 22, 7th series, sale of certain property, Yetzer Holdings LLC, introduced 2/28/20. Adopt. Lori.
Yes, this ordinance would sell property in, I believe it's Rhodes subdivision or Rhodes addition. It's in the Northwest Industrial Park. It would be the sale of property to Yetzer Holdings for $12,000 adjacent to property that they currently own. The intent would be to store wood on that lot and potentially do an addition onto their building, their current building that they have, which is adjacent to this property.
What is the wish of the council?
Mr. President, I move to adopt ordinance number 22, 7th series, sale of certain property to Yetzer Holdings LLC.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Hanson, second by Councilmember Storley. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Ordinance.
Sorry. Yep. Call roll, please.
Liljegren,
Yes.
Lundberg,
Yes.
Zilka,
Yes.
Percock,
Yes.
Storley,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Gushik,
Yes.
carries.
New business. Resignation, Kenneth Wimmer, wastewater maintenance technician. Accept. John.
Thank you, Council President. This is for resignation for Ken Wimmer. He was working with the wastewater treatment plant. For the last year, we were working on some limited work restrictions with him, and we finally have come to an end of that employment. It happened actually towards the end of last year, but we just finalizing the paperwork on it now.
What is the wish of the council?
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Kenneth Wimmer, wastewater maintenance technician.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Goshek, second by Councilmember Liljegren. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Little Falls Supervisors Labor Agreement, approve. John.
And I have to ask, is this available, are you comfortable with this moving forward, or should we postpone it to another meeting? Okay, okay. All right. So so the supervisor's agreement was sent out to the council, that the tentative agreement that we have with the group. They have, just for history, in 2019, the MAPE union that they were represented under no longer carried them as or dropped their coverage for them. They organized as a group effective May 7th of 2019 based on the Bureau of Mediation Services. We've been in discussion about the contract, really brought forward a lot of the history of the old MAPE agreement into this new agreement, and then brought a lot of things just up to date in terms of benefits and rates that we had. Just contracts take a lot of time. It does cover the 2019 to 2020 schedule, and we will be bringing this just in alignment with all the other groups. All of the benefits related to the wages on the pay schedule and the health insurance coverages are the same as all the other unions, and then we've just have the other individual benefits that they have as part of the supervisors group. So this does cover all of the supervisors as well as the police captain for the city of Little Falls. So you've seen the agreement. We will include it there. I just wanted to make sure that they had opportunity to know that that we were bringing it forward tonight.
What is the wish of the council?
Move to
President,
approve the Little Falls labor agreement, supervisor's labor agreement.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Starley, second by Councilmember Lundberg. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. President, is this something that you're going to negotiate on a yearly basis, or is this just for this year, and then are you going to work on a extended year contract, or?
We've typically been on 2-year cycles for all of our labor agreements. The challenge with this one had been the change from 2019 with MAPE no longer covering that group, and then having to negotiate a brand new contract effectively with them moving forward. So we will be renegotiating for extensions for likely 2021 and 22 with this group, as well as all the other 3 unions that represent employees in Little Falls.
So this will come in line with all the other contracts and negotiated at the same time?
Correct, yeah. As we worked really hard in 2016 to align all of those groups so that they were on the same schedule for renewals, because we wanted to make sure that the pay schedule and health insurance benefits were all exactly the same for employees across the board. In 2015, the city had engaged in a pay equity study for a comprehensive pay schedule and implemented that for all employees so that everybody was on the same pay schedule, and we didn't have 4 different groups of 4 different pay schedules, which makes pay equity compliance a real challenge. And then just to ensure equity for all employees, that they had the same access to health insurance benefits that the city was going to be providing, and that one union group wasn't going to get something different from another union group.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Comprehensive plan, adopt. Greg.
Good evening. So in front of you, we have the comprehensive plan. We've been working on this for, well, probably about 4 years now. We've had a number of meetings, both public meetings as well as planning commission meetings, where we've taken input from the public, reviewed a number of different drafts throughout the planning commission, and I think we're at a point where we can finally ask the council for their approval on the comprehensive plan so that we can put this one forward and start working on the plan itself, and then looking forward to the next update coming up probably in 5-10 years.
What is the wish of the council?
I make a motion to approve the comprehensive plan.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Goshek, second by Councilmember Hanson. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President. Is it going to be approved exactly the way it is?
Yes.
Okay, because Rob Bessie is no longer on the planning commission.
True, Rob is now off of there.
Well, I mean, did
Rob
he
was on it.
participate in implementing the plan? I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's as of today, right? So,
True, we will give him credit on there, but yes, Rob was part of the planning commission and part of
Okay.
that, yes.
right.
So,
Mr. President, if I could, I just want to thank the Planning Commission, especially because they're volunteers, and I know they put an awful lot of work into this, but also thank Greg and John, Lori, the rest of staff, whoever had involvement in it, because it's a 4-year project and takes quite a while,
yep.
There's a lot there.
a lot of work.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Out-of-state travel, International Association of Chiefs of Police Conference, authorize. Chief.
Good evening, Council President, members of the council. I am requesting authorization to attend the IACP conference in New Orleans on October 17th through the 20th. The conference, the cost of the conference would be for $425 for the registration and then hotel and travel. The conference, in all the years I've been chief, I haven't attended a national conference. I've attended the state conference several times, and I think this would be a good opportunity to get some fresh ideas. And they have a specific track for small agency challenges that we face specifically as a smaller community and a smaller police department. So I think it'd be a good opportunity to network with some people and get some fresh ideas and bring them back.
What is the wish of the council?
Move to authorize the state, out-of-state travel for the police chief.
second.
Motion by Councilmember Sturley, second by Councilmember Liljegren. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Resolution 2020-18, authorize submittal of environmental assistance grant application, Minnesota Pollution Control Agency wastewater. Greg.
Yeah, so in front of you this evening, we have the environmental assistant grant. Matt Streit, our wastewater superintendent, came across this and noticed that it would probably be a good idea for us to apply for it. We're looking at using this to help identify our inflow and infiltration. That's basically the clean water that enters our sanitary sewer system that we then have to treat down at the waste plant. So in front of you, we have an application for just under $20,000 in grant funds, and then the remaining $7,000 in kind, so what we'd be paying our staff to help identify where some of those areas are for infiltration and inflow. So tonight we are asking for approval to submit this grant application for to the MPCA for the wastewater plant.
What is the wish of the council?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-18, Environmental Assistance Grant.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Goshek, second by Councilmember Storley. Any questions? Is it, since we have like 3 different steps to it, but it's an all or nothing, they wouldn't
Correct.
just, okay.
Correct.
Resolution, call a roll, please.
Lundberg.
Yes.
Silka.
Yes.
Kirkhoff.
Yes.
Storley.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Gushik.
Yes.
Liljegren.
Yes.
Carries.
Resolution 2020-19, call for public hearing. Adopt final assessment roll, public improvement 375, Trunk Highway 27. Adopt. Greg.
This evening, we are asking the council to call for the public hearing on our Trunk Highway 27 project. That one is very close to being substantially complete and final complete. There's a couple of things that are left to be completed on that yet, but we feel we're at a point where we can get the final assessment roll out to the residents so that they're aware of what the final dollar amount would be for their improvements by their property. The public hearing would be held on April 6th. In the council chambers here, so with the council's approval, we would ask that this gets approved so that we can get the mailing notices out and have the public hearing for that project.
What is the wish of the council?
Move to adopt resolution 2020-19, call for a public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Storley, second by Councilmember Lundberg. Any discussion? Resolution, call a roll, please.
Zilka?
Yes.
Hurkak?
Yes.
Storley?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Gushik?
Yes.
Liljegren?
Yes.
Lundberg?
Yes.
Carries.
City Council reports on city authorities, boards, bureaus, commissions, and committees. Does anyone have anything?
Council President, I attended a seminar this past weekend put on by, I'm just drawing a blank here. It was the Elected Leaders Institute, and the training that we received on Friday afternoon was about making decisions and civility and how to talk to people with empathy. And I just wish the entire council could have been there. It was so good. And, you know, some of the things I can just implement because I learned them, but other things, there's no way that I can begin to implement them because you all don't know them. So I would just like to encourage the council to take advantage of these opportunities for learning more stuff. And then the second day, there was a speaker who spoke about the importance of having a council kind of not council meeting once a year or every other year to talk about, you know, just how we expect the council meetings to run, what we expect them to look like, get to know each other's personalities a little bit better, and particularly to do it after we have a newly elected person on the council. And I would like to suggest that we plan to do that next January after we have the election this November, January or February, and I'd be happy to host it, so.
You know, I was talking to the mayor about attending these conferences. Yes, you can learn a lot, but you can also bring it back. We all can attend them conferences. You know, it'd be nice if maybe at a special meeting, if you attend a conference like that, you kind of give an update and maybe a few pointers, maybe bring back some of the material, because everyone can attend. I attended one like that once too, and it's very informative. I've never shared it with anybody. Maybe that would be a good opportunity. And there's a few events happening right now in the legislature. We have League of Minnesota Cities. There's somebody going to that. Outstate group, there's someone going to that. I'm trying to find when the Parks and Trails one is, because we can go to these, and then that's a lot of information we can bring back and help not just ourselves, but help everybody on the council. So anyway, something to think about.
I would like to add that ironically, at agenda planning, we've discussed a board retreat, especially after changeover in the council. One thing to note, though, is we have to post it.
Yeah, it would be an open meeting, and you'd have to post it. And he also suggested that we hire a facilitator, somebody from outside, and I actually got the guy's card and gave it to John because he was great. And one more thing, I have got in an email all of the PowerPoint presentations that were shared, that I saw during the weekend. Would I be in violation of an open meeting law if I forwarded that to all the council members?
I just advise you send it as a blind copy, or else you can send it to me and I will send it on to the rest of the council
Okay.
if you'd like, to avoid the
Okay.
potential for chain meetings or open meeting
Okay.
violations.
All right, thank you.
Mr. President, on that same line, John, isn't there there was a webinar tomorrow? and
Yes.
I can't remember the time, but would you speak to
Is
that?
that the social media one?
Yeah.
I was just going to mention that, but go ahead, please.
I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but yes.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
bring it up.
I'll shut mine up.
Thank you, Mayor and Council President. Yes, I did also send in my last update. There is a meeting tomorrow, webinar available tomorrow, put on by the League of Minnesota Cities, and is specific to social media usage for council members to be, specifically for you all as elected officials and public officials. You do have opportunities and ways that you can engage through social media with your constituents. However, there's special things, circumstances that you have to be cautionary to as you utilize that platform, and making sure that you are conscious to the potentials for open meeting violations, and making sure that you're not utilizing your authority as a council person in an inappropriate way. So that the webinar is available tomorrow. I think it starts around noon. However, they will have the recording of the meeting, the webinar, available on March 5th, anytime afterwards. So if you do have an interest in checking that out later, I can make sure staff and I find a way to make sure that you can get that.
Otherwise, will we be able to do it I'll be at work tomorrow at the league site? Do you think we'll be able to find it to watch it later?
Yeah, there's a link to the registration. I think that's part of the message that I sent out.
Okay. Which, the message that he sent out, I just want to remind everybody, we asked John to give us updates on a weekly basis, so please make sure you're reading them. I don't have any idea if you are, but
Trying to
Thank
get
you
them
for
out.
doing that, John, so
I do apologize
use of
for
them.
that one coming out a little late again. Trying to get them out Friday at the end of the day, so you have the weekend, especially in advance of a council meeting, to note that. But they do come out weekly, so even not on the council meeting times. And then
Thank you for those.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. President, also, I'd like to thank you for them updates. I read them, and I think it's moving things forward. I agree with the other council members. When we send people to training, that it's not meant for just you. It should come back, and you should use it as a platform to upgrade or train up the rest of the council members on those things. Like tomorrow, I'm glad there's a second webinar telecast, because I'm going to be an election judge, so I won't be available during the regular one. So when the opportunities are there, it's really good to get some training, and maybe what they were talking about was some type of a board or something to go through that and schedule some specific upgrading on training that they do.
Any announcements?
Council President, if I may, again, just to reiterate that we do have a hearing scheduled for our local option sales tax resolution that we submitted to this to the legislature. This will be on March 9th at 12:45 for the House. So the mayor and I will be attending that to testify on behalf of the city of Little Falls for that request. And then, as Councilmember Storley mentioned, tomorrow is primary day. City Hall is it's Super Tuesday, so City Hall is one of the election sites for Ward 2, and then Ward 1 Initiative Foundation, and Ward 3 over at Bethel Lutheran Church on the west side.
If there's nothing else, we'll adjourn at 7:54.